3:30 in the morning. It's been raining an hour, and we're dripping again. The only thing I can't tell is if it's fresh or if it's just the weight of the rain up top shifting things around. But this one over here, that started actively dripping. That hasn't dripped in days. This one here is going pretty fast. These sped up a little bit, not much. This one hasn't dripped. I've been able to do this for days. I'm just kind of milking it, and that's pretty clear. The water down on this end's real heavy with the tar. So I'm going to do everything I can. I'm in the garage now, looking all across the house. I'm going to crawl all the way down. It's in the far right corner that the issues are. Just see if I can see anything down near the edge. See if I see anything wet. That's all I can do. Well, scratch that idea. I don't fit. Like, I don't fit. I couldn't even crawl through this. It kind of looks bigger when you're looking down it, but yeah, there's no space. I have no idea who could actually fit in here. But I can at least look in down through the corridors. I don't see anything, I don't hear anything, but I can't even see to the edges anyway. So that doesn't really do me any good. You know, the last couple feet, they're completely obstructed by the insulation. I did find a bunch of old beer cans. And there's some license plate frames or something way down there. And these funky suspenders. Who knows what else is up here, man. Shit. Well, I don't know. The rain's been dying down. It's just a real little trickle now for about the last half hour. It wasn't a big rain. It was just about an hour long, good soaking. And it's already slowing down. So I don't know, maybe it was just the weight of the water up there, just shifting things around. It might take the next big rain to really know for sure, for more of this to get out. I mean, this might have just been water still trapped up there. I'll just keep an eye on it. Anyway, at this point I'm debating whether or not to stay up and just keep working on stuff, because I have an early appointment with the cable guy coming, hopefully between 8 and 10 they said. And that's only 4 hours away. And this is going to be on my mind if I try to sleep. Cable guy's here, and he says he's going to hook his meter up and just make sure everything looks good, but he thinks it's a bad modem too. Aha, might be onto something. He just noticed I don't have the phone service, so he's like, oh dude, I got a better modem for you if you don't have to have the phone service, because the one I got now, it's like the Mac Daddy, does everything. It's got the battery backup internal and everything, because it's made for the phone service too, but I just use internet and that's it. So he's getting me something better. So I think he's aware that this particular modem has some issues. We'll see. Alright, well that should take care of my internet problems, or I should say our internet problems. Nice new Motorola. I gotta configure all the Wi-Fi again. Well, we're definitely back to good speed. We've got 104 down and 11.66 up. So that is awesome. This new modem has router, part of it, has quite a few more advanced networking features and options. The only problem is it's a dual band, but it's not a dual antenna. So now I'm back to wondering if I should just bridge it and use one of my better routers. The problem I had was on the old modem, for some reason it was not bridging very well. For those of you not familiar, bridging is where you have a device. This is a combination modem router. You've got the signal coming in from the cable company, goes into a box. Years ago, this was just the cable modem, and basically you just had Ethernet out, and then you would have to go to your Wi-Fi router. So you had a separate box, like one of these. And you'd have that sitting there if you wanted Wi-Fi or if you wanted to split out to your network. Well, now they have this built in. So it's just one thing you need from your internet provider. And the problem is the Wi-Fi part of these aren't that advanced. Now, on that last one, it worked really well. I mean, I had awesome speeds from it. But I had the same problem with this. It can only operate on a single band at the same time. So for example, we have some devices like the phone I'm on right now can operate at 5 gigahertz, and my Apple TV can operate at 5 gigahertz, but all the older stuff like laptops, my Nexus 7 tablet, they can only operate at 2.4. And they both have pros and cons. 2.4 gigahertz, which is a lower frequency, can have a lot of interference because there are a lot of cordless cordless house phones, microwaves. There's various electronics that use that range 2.4 gigahertz to control. So there's a lot of interference with it. The benefit to it is you get the best range. So when I'm, for example, way out on my back porch in the opposite corner of the house, I still have great signal on my laptop if I connect with 2.4. Operating at 5, then you can have faster speeds if you're really close to the router, if you have a really good signal, but it is very dependent on how close you are and how much of a signal you have. That enhanced speed really does drop off pretty quickly, and you don't have as much range because it's a higher frequency signal. So this has a lot of good options for end devices, for specifically 5 gigahertz end devices, but it can't do both at the same time. So you have to choose. It's either going to be a 2.4 or a 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi router. Now with my better external router that I could plug in and I'll try it, I can choose both because that has both dual bands and dual antennas, so it can run both at the same time. You don't have to pick or choose. It doesn't shut one off to use the other, which means I can split up my traffic on the network. Our phones and the iPad and the Apple TV can be on the 5 gigahertz channel, or band I should say, and the laptops and my tablet and other stuff can be on 2.4. So you get the best of both worlds. Now, like I said, the problem was on the previous modem, when I used my router, I got really crappy Wi-Fi speeds. It just would not bridge. And bridge means turn off the built-in Wi-Fi. You're going to use your own. So it just passes everything through. So right now it's disabled, which is default, which means it's using the built-in Wi-Fi. And I can enable it and plug in my router if I wanted to. So I don't know, I'll test this first, see how it goes. But so far, can't ask for more than that. I'm only paying for 100/10, so I'm getting more than 10% better upload speed than promised. And usually it goes the other way around. They say, well, we only guarantee 80% of what you pay for. That's just the way it goes. You aren't guaranteed what you pay for. But in my case, I've got a really good signal here in the neighborhood, and I'm getting more. So, yay. Glad that's working. Now it's a test of longevity, and hopefully this doesn't have to be rebooted once a week like the other one. But looks good. Alright, off for a walk. It's finally stopped raining and starting to dry up. Everything's still wet out, but that's alright. It's actually really beautiful out. It's overcast, and it's about 72, 73.
It's already 10 in the morning, so it's going to be a nice day. And I can finally get my hair cut. Been itching to do that. It's driving me crazy. I just can't stand it when it gets to a certain point. Can't do anything with it. I like being able to get up in the morning and just get out of the shower and be done. Not have to think about it. If I have to go somewhere, I can just hop in the car. I know it's good, but when it gets long enough where I got to worry how it looks after rolling out of bed or coming out of the shower and styling it, man, forget that. Too much maintenance. Well, so far so good with the modem. Got it all configured for Wi-Fi right and great speeds. I just had a thought to help maybe rule out or show the problem of the ponding water up on the roof. I can put a bunch of food coloring up in there. There's probably, 20 gallons or so that stays up on the roof and evaporates off eventually. I can dye that and look for anything coming in. Right now, half the room it's pretty clear water, and then half the room it's coming through with that tar color, so it's a dark brown. And I got a bunch of food coloring. I could do I'm thinking probably a red would show up best. So I'm just going to go up there when I get home, put the ladder back outside, and color all that's up there and see if anything starts to come through. That would at least really point towards a seam up there, and that would mean that for some reason it was never found. But man, I heard back from the roofer, and he's like, well, I'm not giving up, but I'm pretty much out of ideas. Same here, man. You would think it would be really easy, but it's not. I just don't get it. And to those wondering why I don't just replace the roof, it's simply a matter of cost. Talking about $4,000, not just because of that roof. That would certainly be probably $15,000 or $2,000. Problem is, if that roof comes off, the entire room has to be redone from the ground up. The walls have to come off. You can probably reuse the windows and the sliding glass door, but the extension patio roof also has to be replaced. Everything has to be done from the main house out, because it's all one unit, and those walls are going to be completely screwed, and they're not the right height anyway for a proper roof. So, you're talking about $4,000 if that roof has to come off. So if at all possible, I'm looking to seal the leak. It can't be anything really tough. It's got to be just one freaking spot that nobody's hit. So, I don't know. It really could go either way at this point. I checked it just before I left the house, and just about stopped dripping, which is really unusual. So, maybe it was just everything shifting around. I got to keep an eye on it. Here in Florida, because our water table is so close to the surface, that's why we can't have underground utilities or basements or anything, we have what are called retention ponds, which, when it's not raining, are just depressions, open fields. But when it does rain, it is a spot for all the water to go, so you don't have huge floods down the streets and the sewers and everything. And they're designed to hold a good amount of water, and they're spaced out pretty evenly throughout all the counties. And then once they get to a certain overflow point, they go into the sewer. But they're just left to drain naturally over a week or two after a big rain. So this one just started to fill up, just hitting the low spots here. But during a big rain, this will be completely overfilling the bank here. There we go. Nice fresh haircut. Much better. Well, I got to think about some lunch here pretty soon. And I got one project I need to get done today. I've been putting it off, trying to rack my brain. I've got to do a product review video, and I've been just trying to think of something new and unique and professional and repeatable to do for this kind of thing, because I want to use it as a prototype for another job that I've got coming up, where I'm going to be doing a series of these for another company, and they want something a little less traditional and not like I've been doing stuff. And I know I can do it. It's just, I don't know, I just don't want to do other stuff that I've seen. It's just kind of, I need something fresh. I need something that stands out like my other projects that, everybody knows what that is. So just been trying to come up with some ideas, looking for inspiration, and just not finding anything. So I don't know, just got to sit down and try some stuff out. I think I'm going to brainstorm today and just actually try doing a whole bunch of other stuff and see what I like. Maybe something else will come of that. But yeah, got to get that done today. I've been putting it off. I'm not behind. I didn't give a firm date on when I was going to be doing this, but it's time. It's not going to get any easier. This is one of the days where I do wish there was a switch for creativity. You just can't do it on demand sometimes. I got to be in the mood to do certain things. I got to be in the mood to be doing a shoot. I got to be in the mood to be doing editing. If my mind isn't there, forget about it. I can plod through it, but the efficiency isn't there, and the real creativity isn't there. So anyway, if I get it done today, I'll throw it up at the end and see what you guys think. I don't know. I think I just did the roofer's job. First of all, I did a dye test here. Nothing's coming in yet, but this was kind of just to rule it out, because I really didn't think this was leaking. Never really saw bubbles, and it doesn't drain that fast, and it's already pretty much stopped inside. But I'm up here, I'm just looking around, trying to find anything, and I've always noticed this area has the tar stains, and it's just this little area here. Nothing else along anywhere else, and that's the same color stuff that's in the water inside. So I'm just moving everything around, and what I found is underneath this drip panel I can feel some type of roofing material, and it is soaking wet. And look at all that water coming out of there just while I'm moving stuff around. It is soaked in there. Somehow the water is maybe running in through here, back down, and just soaking everything. I think testing with the hose, it's flowing over too fast. But with the rain, it's just a slight trickle. And I think the surface tension allows it to get in. That's why we just couldn't see it during flood testing. We put hundreds of gallons over this edge, right at the spot. And nothing but a rain every time. So I emailed him pics, and he agrees that this is probably it. Why none of the other roofers, did this, I'm not an expert, but I can stick my fingers under stuff. So he's supposed to be here tomorrow. Well, UPS just dropped off some more products for a shoot I didn't know was coming. I work with some clients. This happens to be Pinar del Rio. They're a boutique maker of cigars out of Miami. And sometimes clients will just ship me product without really telling me it's coming, because I kind of do their standard photography. And in the case of Pinar del Rio, I do all of their product photography and a lot of their advertising stuff. So this is a new product, and when I get stuff from them like this, they need their standard web shots and catalog shots and art shots and stuff like that. So I pretty much know what they need, and it's quick turnaround, and they're a real good client to work with. And usually it's not that big of a deal. It's just one product today. Now sometimes they ship me like 10 at once, and I'm like, hold on, you just gave me a week's worth of work. I need some scheduling. But that's cool. I can get this done for them in the next day or two. And more good news, I think I have a clear idea of what I want to do for the product videos. Now, this is one of those things. Remember the other day I said I don't jump the gun till a contract and payment's in hand? This can go either way because I don't have the contractor payment in hand for the paying job that's coming up for product videos. I'm confident it's coming, but I don't have it yet. So I don't want to spend too much money putting into the project. And I do have to put some money into it to build some things or buy some things. And at this point, I think I can build it all, what I have in my head. And the only reason I'm doing this ahead of the contract is because I can use this for my own stuff. And I really dig making stuff, just coming up with a concept and fabricating something. I have tons of stuff that I have built either just to figure out how to do it or that I've used once. And yes, I probably spent more money making it than I could have bought it. But in a lot of cases, I do save a lot of money. Like, for example, and you know, I make videos on a lot of the stuff too. A lot of it's photography related. But I did a nodal point focusing reel for a camera, and that's for taking really accurate panoramic photos rather than just turning your camera, which gives you some image errors. And I built the thing for like, I don't know, 18, 19 bucks. And, you know, I just love it. I've only used it once. I'm sure I'll use it again sometime, but it's nothing I'll regularly use. But I wanted to do it. Tons of stuff like that. And I don't know. I might show what I'm doing today if this works out in a video, but I might not. I actually took some flack last time I did a behind the scenes photo shoot video. People couldn't understand why I was giving away my secrets. Well, stuff like that, there are no secrets. If you're a product photographer, what I'm showing you are industry standard stuff. There's nothing magical. So I'm just showing the particular tools and some of the workflow that I do because I think it would be interesting to the viewers because that's the type of product that they're interested in. That's all. But stuff like this is very specialized. This isn't something you can buy, and this is something that's hopefully going to give me a fairly unique look, at least for part of what I have in mind. So stuff like this I'm not too keen on giving away, at least not just yet, because this isn't something you can just go buy or that I see elsewhere. This is something that hopefully, if it comes out okay, will kind of stand out. So we'll see. But in the meantime, I have some shopping to do, and I just heard back from the roofer who is eager to get going on the project, and he's coming over right now. So he'll be here in about an hour. I need to run out to a bunch of stores to get supplies for what I have in my head. I got to go to Home Depot, Pier 1 Imports, Joann's Fabrics, and maybe Walmart. Depends on what I can get at Joann's. So I don't think I can hit all three by the time he gets here, but I'm definitely going to go to... Oh man, they are in three completely separate directions. North, south, and east. I don't know. I'll start with Pier 1. Get that out of the way. You know, just as I recorded that, I went in the back room there and figured out I can repurpose one of those projects that I did years ago that I haven't used since, and I can recover all the materials that I need from Joann's. So that saves me a trip to the store and even some money. So that cuts the project down to maybe 40 bucks. Nice.
You gotta be kidding me. I just got another damn windshield crack. I wasn't even behind anybody. Nearest car was 5 ahead of me in another lane. Just went smack. Oh, man. Now I gotta see about the warranty. Hopefully this can be fixed. But I gotta do it fast before it starts spreading. It's already the size of a dime. Damn it.
Well, I finally got an appointment scheduled for tomorrow to have the windshield fixed through Glass Doctor. And this is exactly why I was trying to go through Safelite, not Glass Doctor, because 21st Century really made it a pain in the ass. It took 45 minutes on the phone, half with Glass Doctor, and then again on the phone through Glass Doctor with 21st Century, and they just make you repeat everything 3 times. Fill out these forms, and nothing transfers, and it's just ridiculous. They make you jump through hoops. The call to Safelite was 10 minutes, and it wasn't until the very end when they said, "Oh, sorry, we don't have any appointments," that I said, never mind. Well, I think that wraps up the excitement for today. It's almost time for the wife to get home and need to fix some dinner. So I'm going to continue on my projects and maybe finish up my contraption tonight. I think I have all the parts I need, but, well, the stores are open late if I don't. See you guys tomorrow.